He works at the Nevada test site where the tunnels go down almost 3,000 feet.
Or alien technology, but they said that these underground facilities exist without a doubt. Okay, that many aerospace companies have these facilities, that most of our Air Force bases, our naval bases, have these type of facilities underground, and that ultra-secret work goes on in secure underground facilities. Now, our difficulty has been in trying to come up with the evidence that these facilities are connected with the UFO phenomena. So we have had to approach this not only from the viewpoint of listening to testimony, but keeping some of these facilities under surveillance so that we can take cameras up there or any means that we can to record phenomena that seem to be emanating from or associated with these facilities. And that has been done. And people have reported seeing classic UFO phenomena around these facilities.
There are 4 aerospace covert facilities. This is what we call the aerospace connection in the Antelope Valley and also the San Joaquin Valley. Rockwell in the San Joaquin, Lockheed, McDonnell Douglas, and Northrop in the Antelope Valleys. And these operations are extremely suspicious. They have a surface cover activity. They call themselves RCS testing sites. That stands for radar cross-section. And apparently their presumed purpose is to test various aeroform designs atop pylons with radar cross-section. And the disturbing part is that we have found out with incontrovertible proof that there are extensive underground facilities. And for example, Northrop, we have documented to have 42 levels underground. Now, if this is radar cross-section testing, which is above ground, why do they need 42 levels underground? Also, at the Lockheed facility out in Hellendale, we had an investigative reporter who saw a blueprint of the building plans for that facility that he wasn't supposed to see. It showed that they had an extensive underground facility 300 feet down. And when this reporter interviewed the person who was in charge of that facility, they had a nice, pleasant interview until at the end he told the director that he was aware of this extensive underground facility. And what could he tell him about that? And immediately the man's eyes grew wide and he said, "This interview is terminated." So it's very suspicious. And then of course we have other reports of people in the area who say that they have seen alien craft emanating from these facilities and terminating at these facilities. And other kinds of blue beams, strange lights in the sky, surveillance orbs, size of basketballs, medicine balls that survey the area and move in ways that we don't possess that kind of technology. In terms of the Northrop facility, which is also known as the Anthill, the construction, the underground facility was greatly enlarged in the early 80s. And what took place there was an enlargement, I understand, from 13 levels underground to 42 levels underground. And we have reports from construction workers who actually worked on the site, cement truck drivers, and at one point, Michael, cement trucks suddenly appeared on the scene 5 miles long, pouring concrete continuously 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for weeks. And we figure at 9 yards of concrete per truck, close to 1 million yards of concrete must have been poured underground. Also, we understand from the construction workers that 3 silos were constructed there, 3 underground silos, And we were bringing out the fact that saucers have been seen to just come screaming out of the facility as if they had had some travel distance underground. And yet, and also craft would, like helicopters, would come into the facility and just disappear into the ground. So we knew from construction reports and from visual reports outside the facility that something very suspicious in the way of silos was going on. Norio and I put together the first investigative team to actually fly over these facilities and investigate them from the air with video cameras, still camera shots. It was very exciting. And on our first flyover of the Northrop facility, we spent about an hour in the air on that trip. It was historic. You can imagine that my heart practically jumped out of my mouth when we're flying over, and the pilot, unsolicited, says to me, "By the way, there are 3 silos down there." Now, I had learned from my inside contacts that 3 silos had been constructed there. And I was looking for those silos the minute we appeared over the facility. I was intensely looking for 3 silos, didn't see any, and suddenly the pilot says to me, "But I just I just told you. I was shocked.